Godfather, like you see the
Godfather,
trilogy,
yeah.
or just the first one.
Yeah, trilogy.
I don't know that does Lion King deserve that much attention?
No, Lion King is just fun now. Let it keep playing.
Did you watch the whole Lion King, everything?
Yeah.
1.5.
Yes.
You have so much time on your hands.
The conversation between Timon and Pumbaa in that 2.5, I mean 1.5, that I loved it.
Oh, that 1.5. Oh no, I don't like 1.5. I feel like it's something you have to watch. Well, you want to watch because it's part of the story, but nah.
Yeah, but I haven't watched 1.5 since then.
I think I saw it maybe only once. Even that once, probably how. Back in the day. It is not canon.
Okay. Let's go leave a movie.
And these stories are because you don't have no idea, right? This is purely blank here. Shewa has set me
Just
up.
guides.
Finally,
Just guides.
time to shred the shredder according to her. Exactly. There you go.
Is it Alicia Keys' birthday today?
But this is old news now.
Which one?
The piano one.
No, it's more. It's out.
It's like a month old.
No, I'm talking about it officially. It's not like we're talking about it. It was just to in case
Yeah,
of
because
a
I think I've never
mention.
seen this a while ago. Oh, I'm not
John
sure.
Wick 4 is just out today.
That one is news. That one is news. I'm
That's
saying
what I'm
the
saying.
fungus one is.
Oh no. I didn't edit that. That was why it's still there.
Okay, from Google Docs.
Emmanuel, yeah? Michael.
Oh, they say date for the
Michael.
Even with all of the wall.
Michael.
So you helped me bring it there.
Okay, the crate. So this is like the Daddy
Okay.
Siberu edition. Oh, so he's gotten.
We're going live. Don't worry, you can have that. Okay, now it's time for us to discuss movies and series and everything screen right here on Smooth 98.1. And of course, we always come in with a soundtrack, a movie soundtrack. So what better way to come in than to help you relieve memories from Lion King? I mentioned that a number of people might not know that actually is a soundtrack. And you should have seen the way this gentleman in the studio were not so gentle with me. I am referring to the dynamite that I have as guest this morning. Not just one person, the more the merrier. And I think it's double the trouble right now if there should be a theme for today's film focus.
Just imagine.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Oluwaseun, and Film Focus is the show that discusses everything movies on Smooth 98.1 FM every Friday from 11 a.m. till 11:50 on Smooth 98.1 FM. Now, usually I have the usual suspect, which is Chief from Edo State, Irabor.
Title.
But this morning I felt, okay, why not spice it up a bit and bring in the man, the movie critic, the movie buff, the one who shreds, and he's not a member of the Shredder gang. The one and the only that you get to hear is comment and criticism that make you quiver on Grapevine.
Wow.
He makes an appearance on Film Focus, 24th of March, 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women, the one, the only, Oris. Now, I will not pronounce your surname.
Yeah, and I don't think you have to actually. To be honest. But yeah, thank you very much for inviting me on the show. I feel like this is supposed to be my home, but for some reason, you guys dumped me on Thursdays. But
I'm sorry.
Fine.
Now you're welcome. We have given you an induction. Any Friday you decide to pop in, I'm sure Irabor can share.
Oh, by the way, we are both from the same state, by the way.
You're from Edo State?
I am, as a matter of fact.
Where is your own division?
Whatever that
This is
means.
a testament to, the quality of Edo guys.
Exactly.
Like the
What
fact
does that
that the
mean?
next person you brought in happens to be from Edo State. Like
Let's
What
say
do you
it.
say?
guys from Edo State.
Let's say it.
I think I have set myself up by bringing this two
Indeed.
guys
We'll
into
start speaking
Indeed.
Isan here now. I mean,
Actually, it's actually Isan, by the way.
Isan.
Also,
Isan
Ekuma.
West too.
Ah, Ekuma.
Yeah.
She only
Yeah,
trouble.
Baba.
I mean, like, wow. Before now, it used to just be me against Irabor.
You went to use your own hand.
Exactly, you know, to go and
bring.
In
trouble
fact,
for
you were
yourself.
right. The double trouble thing. Now you are totally
So,
right. Now I agree with
what
you.
I'm just going to
done?
lean back, you know.
What have I done? I'm in trouble now. Anyways, we will have a good time as always. And of course, you, dear listener, you know, you're welcome because your thoughts, your comment, everything that you have to say are always welcome on Film Focus. For you to be a part of the show, please make sure you save our contact, starting with WhatsApp. It is 0809 444 0981. Again, 0809 444 0981. And if you want to call and decide to gang up with the men against me, it's fine.
You know, women don't support women, so I'm sure we wouldn't get more than 10 female calls today. So I'm very sure.
Men can support me too.
Nah.
Let's see.
Let's talk about our agenda.
Let's see how that works.
Let's see how that works.
Let's see how
If
it
10
works.
female listeners call today, we would give maybe 5 tickets.
What is
But
going
I'm
on?
very sure you won't have 10.
Did I
Women don't
offend you
support women.
before? Anyway, so now let's get to it. Let's get down to business. We'll start with what you have been watching. And we'll start with, well, let's start with Irabor. Yeah.
I've been watching TV shows. There's this one on Prison starring Kerry Washington and then Delroy Lindo. And who again is in that one again? Those are the 2 people that are key. So this TV show really explains when women or people generally want certain things, and you know they pray and wish and hope for those things, and when those things come to them, they just run away and they blame something, some form of trauma, you know, that it's because of maybe daddy issues or mommy issues or something, societal issues that is preventing me from embracing this thing that I'm hoping for that is in front of me. So you have this lady, Kerry Washington. I don't know, she kind of typecasts herself, you know, with the whole married
True.
married white guy that she's having an affair with, you know, and my father went to jail for 17 years, finally came out, decided to stay with her, sorry. And then with her, well, she's a single mom, by the way, has a son, and you know, she is with this white guy, wanting to be with him, and this guy is not divorced. So now this black guy comes, complete black guy, Edo boy, you know, just making brain and all that. Yeah, catch it. So anyway, by the way, Kerry is married to a Nigerian guy.
I know.
Yeah.
So this guy comes, he's the parole officer of her dad, and she breaks up with this guy. Again, what's the reason? I don't know till today. So I'm looking forward to season 2 because I don't get it. You pray for something, you have it, and you're running away from it.
So is it in its this is in our
first season? Season on Hulu. Yeah.
Okay, before we get to the thought of Oris and what he has been watching, let's take a short break. Let me fasten my seatbelt in order to be able to absorb and take all the punches and bullets and I don't know whatever it is these people will be throwing at me. But if you're joining us for the first time, this is Film Focus right here on Smooth 98.1. We'll be right back.
What's up? This is
Just a minute break.
Stay tuned. Right here.
Is that?
So that's long.
Thanks for calling back.
It's long enough for me to fasten my seatbelt
I don't worry
or
about
to
how
run
much
for cover.
I get
Take
access
cover.
to top quality
Sure,
healthcare.
you're not that
Still
big.
save enough for other things. They even help me to book my doctor's appointments. National HMO also gives me access to over
Nice to meet you.
1,700 hospitals and clinics with the freedom to
I'm loving
switch
today,
whenever.
man.
I feel so in control.
Funny, I had it is a friend of mine who is a fan of yours, by the way. Those days, I think they come on Tuesdays, right?
Tuesdays.
Exactly. So when was this? Sometime I think early this year or late last year. I can't remember. Anyway, he called me and was like, there's a guy who sounds like you on Smooth FM. But you're always on Thursday. I'm like, yeah, I'm on Thursday. And he's like, no, the guy is on Tuesday. So who is the guy? I'm like, I have no idea. And so one of the days I came here, I was asking them, so who are the guys who show up on Tuesday? And they were like, the guy called Irabor. I'm like, okay, maybe it's wrong. Then I go back and then I ask him, is it Irabor? And he says yes. So
It's quite interesting. Both of you share similarities in a lot of ways. Number one, both of you are tall. Both of you wear cap. Both of you look really weird without your cap. Yeah.
Wait, just unusual because you don't see us enough.
And that is weird.
That is, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Both of us
I'm
are
going to
from
let
Edo
it
State.
Yeah.
Both of us are from Ekoma.
Interesting.
It's
And we love movies.
And both of you are savage.
No, I am not. That part I disagree with. I am not savage. I'm just.
I'm not
truthful.
savage. I just say
I'm just honest.
like Nollywood needs it.
Tune to Smooth 98.1 for everything smooth.
Exactly what the man said, and he's right here saying it in person. That's why you should join us and be a part of the show. This is Film Focus on Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life, love movies. My name is Oluwaseun. I've got the warm and not hostile, but yes, the warm company
Just
of the gentleman. There is Irabor, who is my usual guest on Film Focus, and of course, we bring in a dynamic addition of Oris right here on Film Focus.
Still, you have a domain on the show.
exactly.
Like,
That'll be enough. Actually.
Enough. Okay, now calm down. Don't overdo it. Thank you. Okay, so before the break, we took the thought and maybe the watch list of Irabor, but now let's have what Oris has been watching.
I was saying that. In fact, this is just last night actually. So this is a good question. I was saying something called The Offer, which is a series about the making of The Godfather. Which funny, I mean you had mentioned earlier. So yeah. So what's his name? Miles Teller, Giovanni Ribisi, and a few other guys. Are kind of reenacting the events that led up until the creation of The Godfather, which, as everybody probably knows, is one of the big Hollywood classics. I don't think it's a very good series, to be honest. I think the story. I think for everybody who is a
Let
movie,
the fisticuff begin.
no. Everybody who is a movie fan would find it interesting. But the aspect of it, I feel like there's a reason why this is not something people are touting as like Emmy award winning or something. Because it's just okay. HBO, because it's on HBO, by the way, is usually like they do these really great shows. So this one is just good. It's not
This show, Abi?
Yeah, it's
Not
just
The Godfather itself.
Oh no! Of course, I would never say that.
I wanted to check
No,
your
no,
cards
no,
more, like-
no, not The Godfather, no. But the events leading up to it. So there's
Okay.
somebody playing Francis Ford Coppola, for instance, another guy
Alright.
playing what's his name, Maropuzo, whose
Yeah.
novel the film is based on. Yeah, so it's just kind of like that whole story about Hollywood studios, the kind of pushback they got, I get from the mafia community, the Italian American community. Let's not say mafia community now. And there's a reason why I know people don't realize this, but the entire film, nobody ever mentions the word mafia in that whole film, and it's because actually the back story to that is that to kind of get the film made, because there are a lot of threats from the mafia community. Actually, they said that was the compromise. Okay, don't say this
mention
word
certain.
in this particular because it makes Italians in the US look bad,
Yeah.
and so they agreed. So anyway, that's just a
Interesting.
tidbit. So it's kind of interesting on the movie making perspective. Well, it's not a great show. I don't think it's a great show.
I mean, I always watch from the makers themselves, like Francis Ford Coppola. I think he's still alive because I
Of
saw
course,
somebody
very.
on YouTube, he was just
He's
talking
he's
about,
working on a film that will never be made, by the way. That's a different story.
all these artists, they always have those type of things, like with Mona Lisa not being finished, all those type of, But whenever movies that I like come out, I always just go to YouTube, try to see how they created it, and it was very fun because he got pushback from the studios themselves to aside
Yes,
the
a lot.
Italian community.
This thing also,
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of the entire story from both his perspective, from Puzo's perspective as the writer, and everything actually.
Well, if you want to watch these two Edo men who are cap wearing on YouTube and what they look
But
like,
not capping.
Never
nice
capping.
one.
Never capping.
Never capping.
Yeah.
If you want to watch the two cap wearing men who are never capping, you can go right now to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/smooth91FM Lagos. Again, youtube.com/smooth91FM Lagos. Now, I asked you a question about what you have been watching, but it looks like there is no mention of Nollywood there. So I will rephrase and reconstruct that question.
Here we go.
What Nollywood movie have you watched
Okay.
recently?
Recently, so that's a better one to be honest, because I actually haven't been to the cinemas in a while. But I saw this show on what's the name of this new service on Prime. It's called The Grind. Or it's not, I think it's
Yeah.
called Grind, just Grind actually,
Yeah.
And I think they missed an episode last week. I don't Nigerian probably or maybe, but it's really good. I think it's low budget. I think a lot of people are not real well-known persons in the show. Maybe except what's his name, Oluwaseun, who is kind of building a kind of reputation, I guess. I think him, maybe Chrissy, who else? Well, just a few guys anyway, but nobody's really big in the show. But he's really, really, really well written, and to be honest, I won't lie, considering my personal belief that the problem with Nollywood is really the writing. This is, I mean, it's not 100% or anything, but they get a lot of things totally right. Especially about, I've always felt like Nollywood today, Nollywood back in the day didn't have this problem, but Nollywood today has a problem with depicting poverty or just people who aren't quite rich on the screen, because a lot of the focus, it seems to me, to be like people on the island, the fancy people, all of what
Versus-
Ebony Life
Oh,
pictures, for
yes.
instance, kind
Oh,
of that's
yes.
kind of their
Oh, yes.
specialty.
The Dubai
I said
lifestyle.
what I said. Anyway, she's looking at me like, what's Oris said? Anyway, so yeah, so there is that. There is the all of these movies, the AY series, for instance, done
Yeah.
outside of Nigeria.
Yeah,
There's all of that kind of tourism, world tourism kind of thing going on in Hollywood. So whenever they want to do something specific to like people who aren't quite rich, you find that there are things wrong with it. The character is speaking in a way that you're like, nah, actually, I don't think people from this part of town speak like this,
Yeah.
The outfits are a little bit too colorful for people from that part of town. The houses are too artfully arranged. I'm like, okay, I'm not sure this is how this thing,
Yeah.
So anyway, so this happens a lot, But this film, I think they actually go, in quotes, into the hood to kind of film. So it is not quite gritty in that gory and everything. But I just feel like they get the locations right, they get the accents right, they get how people like this think and how they talk. So that's a very, very good show. I've also seen Trade, by the way, which we'll talk about.
Oh, of course, we are talking about the Trade. But before I talk about the Trade, or even give you the top 10 on Amazon Prime and Netflix for today, do you have anything to add?
Oh yes, I was watching. This was not Nollywood. I haven't seen any Nollywood movie.
No, I said
yet.
Nollywood.
so nothing from him then.
Okay,
not Nollywood.
keep
But
that.
I've seen Trade though. But
We
that
will
one
talk
was
about
in
Trade.
cinema.
I'm itching to get into Trade, especially your thoughts and perspective, and of course your criticism and review. All right, let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Madam Shehu.
Good morning, Mr. Moses from Isolo. How are you this morning?
Please beware of those two Edo guys. Those guys always have jazz. They have jazz.
Wow.
Okay.
I went to Benin not too long ago and I saw trees.
What
You
did
saw
you
things?
see?
Even broad daylight, you still sacrifice everywhere.
But we are kind. That's why you were able to still come out.
Me and Theatre, me and you. I drink you right. You are back from Adrian Marcel now.
Yes, so.
And the skeptic, he sounds like someone. He's doubting everything we are saying. Ori, I drink you. You are welcome to my
You
show.
came for us.
So let me thank you for the recommendation of about 3 weeks ago. I told you about some students I wanted to job trip. So they went to the cinema, they watched it. So I told them that they must write a report on what they want.
Homework.
I got them my money for free. So give me a report of what I didn't go with them. I saw a Nigerian movie not too long ago. Well, I don't know much about movie of how to criticize it or critique it. Bad comments, but I've laughed my head off.
Jamaica from.
Yes, the mic. I mean, I don't know the one that comes to film, so it's not laugh at me. But to me, it was a bit fine. I mean, I just love some things I saw there. Maybe the continuity. Let me not say things I don't know. But I saw the movie and I enjoyed it. That's everything.
Okay.
I'm enjoying this guys. Let me be listening.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Jamaica could be happy to hear that. Actually.
Oh, yes.
Well, that's one thing about movies. You remember how we said it last week about that. For instance, for some of us, we are tired of the Fast and Furious franchise,
Type of
but there are
movie.
some people
Of
who
course.
enjoy it, and that's why they make those movies. So you might not necessarily be the target audience of some movie makers, but there will always be people.
Anyway, sorry, I have to disagree. I personally think that I'm target of everybody, But
Well-
if you just do not do it well, what
You
can I
would
do?
say so.
No, Irabor, your palate, your taste bud is not.
Oh,
the
that's
target
him,
of-
right? Okay. You're
Sorry,
that's
I was looking at.
He's still
Oris.
the same. Edu.
So yeah, back to it. We were going to talk about before we get into the trade, because I feel that will take a major part. Let me quickly tell you what Nigerians are watching. Emphasis on what Nigerians are watching, starting with Amazon Prime. Okay, number one is definitely not. I'm not surprised about it. Number one is the trade on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Number two is the Indian movie, which is available in Hindi, Tamil, and Telugu languages. You have Pathan, which features the Don of Bollywood, that is Shah Rukh
Shah Rukh
Khan.
Who I saw last year, by the way.
Oh, really? Okay. Number three is an Amazon original, which is Swarm. Number four is that beautiful Northern series, which is Beyond the Veil.
I hear it's really good. I haven't seen it yet.
I wouldn't say it's really good, but
Okay,
it
but it's
was
good.
good. Yeah, it's good.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
appreciate the efforts that we put into it.
Yeah.
There was some acting that were
I haven't seen it yet, so I'm
terrible.
not going to comment on it.
overall. I think it's good, and that's what it was good. Especially the acting of Jemima Oshunde.
Sunday.
Osunde, yeah.
Edo sister, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yes.
know.
Yes.
Very commendable. I like how she got into character, including the accent. She did it well. And number five is Brotherhood. Number 6 is Palava. Number 7 is Die Hard. Number 8 is Creed 2. Number 9 is Grind.
Ah.
Yeah. Number 10 is Carnival Row. That is the top 10 on Amazon Prime for this, well, as at today. Do you have anything to say about that?
I think it's interesting. I mean, I'm happy, by the way, just that Jade is there twice. Because I think at the moment as we speak, she is the most exciting Hollywood, let's say, filmmaker, because she didn't actually direct Brotherhood. That was done by Ugandan called Lukman Ali. So in terms of filmmaking, I think she's the most exciting at the moment. I've seen 3 films she's done now. I think within itself like maybe a year or 2 years. All of them have been really
fire.
What do you mean exciting? I'd like to understand what you mean by exciting.
Exciting is, to me, is like one part excellent, another part commercially viable, because it's 2 different things, right? You know, sometimes you can be a very good filmmaker, but it's not, you don't really make crowd pleasing movies. Jade is kind of finding a way to do both in a way that's a very good film. At the same time, I think people will be happy because, of course, look, she has one of the top 10 films now in terms of box office. Brotherhood, just last year, you know. So, so I think that says something. I think our film is probably the best film on that top 10, by the way.
The Trade.
I think it's the best one. No. I mean, not on this one. I mean, like on the top 10 of Nigeria grossing movies ever. Yes, Oris. Yes, exactly. Yes. Anyway, but yeah, I think Brotherhood is probably the best film on that list. It's better than Wedding Party movies, for instance.
Okay, let me take the top 10 on Netflix and I'll take Irabor's thoughts. So number 1 on Netflix is Strangers. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it. This is Nigerian.
Yeah, he has. Cinema. Yeah. We'll come back to that.
Sorry. Who directed that?
Biodo.
Steven.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 2, Nigerians went back to 2014 to dig this one up. In fact, they dug up the trilogy. That's Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies.
Wow.
Number 3 is The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. And number 4 is The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smog. It's like they just went to relieve some memories.
I think it just came on
Maybe
the platform.
It came recently.
I think it just came on the platform.
Oh, really?
Because it seems unlikely that...
Very unlikely.
Okay.
Probably just came on it.
It explains it. And number 5 is Luther, The Fallen Son. Number 6 is an interesting one. It feels like those jobless humans have decided to colonize their parents' phone because the magician's elephant, which is a cartoon animation, is number 6.
Oh yes, of course. I'm sure the terrorists.
Yes, the terrorists hijacked the phone.
Certainly.
Yeah. So now number 7 is another Indian movie which I watched and I remember it gave me chills. It made me emotional. Agnipath.
Okay. I generally tend to stay away from those things. So
that was a long time ago. It was in 2012.
Genre,
not my favorite.
Bollywood.
No, okay, so it would be favorite because it was thriller. So if it is thriller in any language from any movie industry, I'm all for it. So Agnipath was one of it. Yeah. Number 8 is Here Love Lies. That is a Nigerian movie. No, not Nigerian movie, please. Here Love Lies. Number 9 is In His Shadow.
Is it? Top questions film. It was filmed maybe outside.
No, it was in New York. It was filmed in
Nigerian.
You understand what I mean by?
I know. I get what you mean. She's talking about sets. I guess we are talking about production.
And number 9 is In His Shadows. And lastly, number 10 is Bullet Train. Who has seen Bullet Train?
Oh, I have. Brad.
Yeah. Comments, thoughts?
Bullet Train, yes, it's okay. Noisy.
Okay. Like have an album, just put the track 14. Yeah.
Okay, you know what is okay for us right now is a short break, and when we come back we will get down to the business of Nollywood and movie recommendations. You're listening to Film Focus right here on Smooth 98.1. My name is Oluwaseun and I have the company of 2 Edo men in the studio. There is Irabor, Oluwaseun and Oris. Stay with us.
And you're listening to Smooth 98.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea that people actually seeing the Hobbit movies like back to back.
It's just like Creed too.
Yeah, that's right.
Did one come?
1 and 2 were
People started watching 1 and 2 immediately. Yeah.
Yeah, but it will be the day where a film that's not in that first list on the front cover gets into the top 10. That will be like, okay, something's really happening with Nigeria, so I'm becoming curious to like see search, search or something.
At 11:45, I need to give out a pair of tickets. Courtesy of Farmhouse.
How many minutes do we have?
Still 11:50.
Do you guys recently I've discovered K-drama. Now,
No! Don't go further.
I used to be you. I used to be you. There's nothing about
But I'm surprised they
you
was
know
not saying that. It's a very huge women.
It's-
I mean,
I
women
know,
love it.
no,
Women
men.
love it.
Have you tried Alchemy of Souls? I belong to
In fact, that's the one I actually hate. That
You hate
one.
Alchemy of Souls.
Okay, no, but generally, I'm not a huge fan of fantasy. I won't lie.
No, it's
generally.
fantasy, that's why. Okay,
Yeah,
let's see.
not a huge
There's
fan.
one on Netflix now that's like number one, The Glory. You should
Okay,
watch
yeah,
it.
so I've heard of that one.
The
But
Glory
I thought we were talking about Squid Game, which is going to be out soon. I like
did
Squid
not
Game.
Squid
watch
Game 2 is not
Squid
going to be
Game.
out this year.
Is,
I did not
oh, it's not
watch
this year. Is this year?
It's not this year.
It's not this year.
Next year.
Next year.
It's next year.
Ah.
That breaks my heart.
So,
So we have
watch
to
The
wait.
Glory part 1 and 2. They are
I
not
shall
there.
not be.
Don't worry, I'll say it. But I've always felt like,
Eh?
I used to be her.
Oh, I know. When she started telling me she likes K-drama, I was like, okay.
I know, but women love it all over the world, by the way.
I
It's very
know.
big.
No,
Every
K-drama
woman I've
has-
met,
K-drama
love
has
it.
I have
every-
never seen a K-drama or Korean drama.
You haven't seen Squid Game?
I did not.
Yeah, this is Squid Game.
You this is Squid Game, okay. Well, I have to say.
You whenever I come to
Me, I know now.
What is this?
Stand-up Korean.
Oh, stand the man.
This guy. I need to track him down.
Honestly, everybody needs to track him down.
I need to track
The
him
guy
down.
probably did. Okay, him and Mike Gilliam.
I mean, those are the legend makers of
Yeah,
normal soundtracks.
soundtracks.
I
Yeah.
know.
Mike Gilliam, him. Some of them are Samuel Koso as well. They did Samuel Koso.
Yes, I'm supposed to try. Yeah.
Yeah. And when it
Oh,
concerns
this,
your,
no,
when
this is the Domitila one. Actually.
yeah, Domitila, yeah. And if it concerns Yoruba Nollywood, Tokoya Labi is the
Ah, of course.
is the soundtrack.
She's the madam of all of that.
They're excessively long scenes.
Right.
How many?
We have just some seconds.
To ad break, have you?
Have you seen the trailer for the Domitila film?
Yeah.
Oh, it's directed by, okay. Oh, but Kayode has his lamp somewhere, so I
Friday
guess.
is the EP.
Okay. What does that even mean in this case?
Like
He brought
bring
money.
money.
How can Kayode bring money? I thought it was,
Kayode has done well for himself, small now.
no, I'm aware of that. But I thought it was this guy, Charles. Okaleke.
No, he was supposed to be the only vision. That's Omoni Oboli, Zeb. So I don't even know why I've not seen Omoni Oboli's imprint here because when they were doing
I honestly thought it was Charles.
Studio.
the child was the-
Okay, so we are not supposed to say Ashawo on air.
What he said.
Ah.
Yeah. Gaff. We come back. You're listening to Film Focus right here on Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. It's all about the movies every Friday from 11 till 11:50. And I just played you that soundtrack from Domitila. Of course, some words we can actually see, and we will try to keep it at that. I am Oluwaseun. My guests are Irabor, Okosu, and Oris. We are discussing movies, and it's been a great time. You can catch us on YouTube, by the way, which is youtube.com/smooth981FM Lagos. Again, YouTube is youtube.com/smooth981FM Lagos. That sounds like smooth. Okay, so the reason I played you that is to talk about something that is happening in Nollywood. I think you just have to agree that we somehow have a rebirth of Nollywood, even though it looks like I think Oris disagrees because of the script and the storytelling. But there was something, I don't know if you caught it. There was a celebration of Nollywood legends and
yes.
icons
Good
that
idea.
happened as a pre-premiere party for Domitila, the reboot. Were you aware of it?
I wasn't. I won't lie. I wasn't. It's
Yeah,
strange.
it
Why
was-
did they invite me, guys?
You're not a legend.
No, I just to come there to come and like say, hey guys, hey. Anyway,
It was memory. You know when they say give people their flowers,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
what they did, literally. And I said literally because
They're
they
giving
handed
them flowers.
they handed them flowers
nice.
from Chinedu Ikezie, that is
Kedeze.
Ikedeze, I'm sorry,
Mm.
to Clarion Chukura, to
R&D.
RMD, all of them.
Kitchen.
Shout-
RMD is also his new Nollywood, by the way.
Yes. So,
that is one man
Yes,
who knows
so-
how to move from one generation to the other. He knows how to transcend generations.
adaptability on
Yeah.
100.
Yeah, and we have likened him many times to our own Denzel Washington.
Your own, not mine.
Oh.
Okay, if you want to liken someone to Denzel Washington in Nollywood, who would it be, Oris?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's arguable. I think you're probably right, actually.
RMD without the hair.
But the only thing I think maybe there's a key difference. In that I don't know that RMD has been as awarded as Denzel has been. Although that's a problem with our award system. I don't think we have any good ones, to be honest. So
that's why I say it's not as if I didn't say he is the Denzel Washington.
Well, it's the closest to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, certainly. If the idea of like just transcending periods, although Hollywood hasn't really changed, but yeah, you are right.
Whoa.
No, I'm saying Hollywood. Has it really changed?
Is it Nollywood or Hollywood?
I'm saying Hollywood.
Okay. All right then. Okay, so let's get into our Nollywood, and I should take your thought on and know what Irabor thinks about it. But first, Oris, what is your own take on the reboot of Domitila? Are you team leave our classics alone or?
No. I'm team make them well for Nollywood. That is.
Yeah.
The US, I think that they should leave it. But for Nollywood, I think that there's a I don't know what is market. I don't want to talk about business. Let's talk about art. There is a place for remaking some of those films because I think even at the time their distribution was kind of limited. So now that there's probably like bigger, better, whatever, let us find a way to do it. My own problem with it is just the quality hasn't been very good. I don't know if anybody saw the new Unica, the previous episode. Totally atrocious.
I could not see it. That's
exactly.
All I can
so
say.
Just atrocious.
Glamour girls.
Yeah, glamour girls, not very good either. By the way, okay, no, I shall not say that scope. Anyway.
Say it or forever hold your peace.
I'm holding my peace. I'm going to hold it actually until it happens. Anyway, but yes, but I think there've been 3-4 of them. I think only the very first Living in Bondage was good enough. Yeah. I don't think any of the others, even if they gave
Rattlesnake
they gave it the awards at the MVCs, but I wasn't. I think for me it was more like an absence of better stuff. Yeah, like you know what, the best out of a bad bunch. Here, come and take. That's what I thought about it. That's what I thought. That's my
Living in
opinion.
Bondage was decent.
Yeah, but yes, that one was decent. But all of the rest, even like, did you say the new Akem Papa?
That one wasn't it.
My goodness.
I don't understand why they rushed
to
that
see
film, putting that. And they roped Biodo Steven into that one. But
I think that is my hypothesis. That is as a result of the emergence and reemergence of all the Aki and Popo memes. So they felt, okay, how about we milk that?
I thought about that, and for me, it's a fundamental misunderstanding of how social media works. Social media is not giving you like a narrative, which is what a film is trying to do. You are freezing a moment in time and you're trying to build something narrative around that. The idea was always ridiculous, But if it was meant to be better than ridiculous, they needed to do a lot more than they did.
Yeah. They just feel the Nigerian audience would just take anything that they
because of course the names are there.
Yeah. But it was a good entry strategy for Charles of Play and Co. To enter the industry that was already booming with Moabuduni, Akimolayo, Omoni Oboli. So you just have to figure out a way to come in, and that was a very good strategy. The oldies that people loved, remaking it, and hopefully they make better movies with the other two that they've acquired. And you still have Domitila coming up soon. So me, I'm team. Let's make great movies. Technically, let's leave all that whole excuse of they are trying now.
They are trying now. Yes. I'm favorite Nollywood line.
Well, Domitila the reboot is coming to your big screen April 2023 actually. So
there's no date yet.
April 7th?
April 7th. Yeah, that's the first weekend in April. So you can go to the
Fingers
cinemas.
Crossed.
Fingers crossed, actually. I mean, you have Elvina Ibru there. I saw the trailer. Did you see the trailer? I think it's gripping enough. So
gripping.
Yeah.
We'll find out. There's not so long again. There's not
trailers anymore.
I know. Okay, let's talk about a movie that is I don't know. I will know from your thought if it is great or not. The Trade. Who has seen it?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with you, Irabor.
I think it's a decent Nollywood film. It came to cinema in January.
Yes.
Yeah. Typically January you don't have great movies coming out of Nollywood because they just finished December run, and you have the Funke Akindeles and Toyin Abraham just ruling, the box office from that point up until February before you get Valentine films. So it was a strong thriller, in my own opinion, compared to the other films that they released during that period. And for them to cast Blossom Chukwujeko, and that film was already supposed to come to Amazon before it even came to cinema, so they just put it in cinema just to see what it would churn out. So it was a good story, but at the end of the day, with those types of thrillers, with Nollywood, there's this long lag, long lull. You're just trying to understand, this point A to point B. What is the reason for that scene or those group of scenes to be in that film? So I think editing would have made that film better, just removing some certain, parts of the movie and tightening up the story a little bit, because it's a very good story. I don't want to give it out because it's kind of like, if you've seen Coming from Insanity, it has that Coming from Insanity vibe. So that's what I was expecting that film to be, but it didn't.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate
I'll
it?
give it a 5.56.
Really? Well, before I forget my line of thought, when you mentioned editing, if there is anything I'll talk about editing, one of my biggest headache is how they just do the abrupt cutting of music. 1 minute you're singing maybe a Stanley Okore song, and the next minute you're giving us something ominous as a soundtrack, and you just cut.
And sometimes they're not
just
cued
fade it in,
properly.
exactly, fade it in. But again, I understand that it takes a lot of work to make this thing, so that's why I try to cut some slack.
I'm not giving anybody some slack.
Okay,
But
Oris.
personally, yes.
No.
For me, I will give the trade. I like it very much, actually. I like it quite a lot. So I think for me, it's more like a 6.5 or 7.
I will give it 7,
Frankly,
actually.
yeah, it's really, to my mind, I saw it at the cinemas as well, just like Irabor did. And I thought it was super, super impressive. I think Jade wrote and directed the film.
Did she produce too?
I don't think she did. I don't think, because I think that's kind of why, in my own view, I
Yeah.
follow her online, and I was like, okay, she's not promoting this as much as she was promoting Brotherhood. I'm like, okay, maybe your money's not inside this thing. So anyway, but still, I think her dedication to excellence or some form of it is apparent in it. Yes, frankly, I was super, super impressed. I'm just happy that Jade exists in Hollywood. It makes me happy that she's there, because it looks like she takes this topic or rather this genre, and tries to like naturalize it. Brotherhood, which she didn't direct, by the way, she's a producer on that one, so that one, her money's there.
Oh yes.
On Brotherhood, she kind of takes like the typical Hollywood action film with all of the cliches and everything, and tries to bring it into
Nigerian setting.
exactly, and then she used, I think the centerpiece of the film, the last act was on Third Mainland Bridge. Very clever, So in my view, I even think The Trade might be a slightly better film than Brotherhood.
Oh, I will take
Yeah.
The
I
Trade
think it's-
any
yes.
day over
I
Brotherhood.
think it's slightly
Really?
better than
Yep,
than
I will
Brotherhood,
take
yes.
it.
Because I think the Blossom's acting is so good,
Yeah.
Very.
so good, so good,
So natural.
so good, and for me the beats, of course there may be one or two plot holes here, that is true,
Of course.
but generally speaking, it's a story that this happens, and so this happens, and so this happens.
So it's not a them try or they
Exactly,
try.
no, this is not the no,
Okay.
not at all. I honestly feel like, that's why I said I feel like
Mhm.
Jade is quite, she's the most exciting person right now working in Nollywood. For you to take the attention you take as a director, bring it to your production, when, like I said, with that other film, which by the way I heard there was a bit of an issue with her and the director, that's Lukman, who, by the way, you should see his films on YouTube.
Girl in the
Also
yellow
a
jumper.
very, very clever filmmaker. He's a very action driven kind of guy, and again, he has a film coming out on Netflix, a short film soon. So anyway, I think he's a very brilliant guy to work with. Jade, I'm sure they had creative differences, but still both of them really good. And Jade's Trade, I think everybody should see it. I'm happy that it's you said it's number 1, right?
Yes, on Amazon Prime.
Yes. Really, really good. You should stay there for a while because it's a really good film.
It depends on how much Nigerians stream it. So yes, that's in case you're looking for a recommendation starting with Nollywood, you got your number 1
Yes,
from Oris.
yes.
That is
I say that
The
very
Trade.
confidently.
And honestly, I agree with you. One of the things that thrilled me was the effort they put into it. I mean, it was not just set in Lagos. it was
Partly in the east,
yes,
right?
partly in the east and also in
Production
Abuja.
must have been
Yes, said to be in Abuja.
Okay.
I think I quite appreciate that effort. Not just I'm tired of seeing movies that are only set in Lagos. Honestly, that's the
And
truth.
did they
Feels
even
like a
release
Banana
it in
breath.
Island.
Lagos? Are they even giving enough leeway to shoot in Lagos? That's also another issue.
It's
Yes.
like
Yeah,
every
but that's a
time,
government thing.
whenever I want to watch a Nollywood movie, the first thing I see is the Ikoyi Link Bridge, and I am tired of it.
People are
So that-
happy about that.
That is a breath of fresh air. I appreciated it. But one thing I did not quite like was the acting of Ali Nuhu. He was too
Ali,
laid back for his position.
Ali Nuhu, I don't know, because I've started noticing him from Kenneth Gang's first film, Confusion Hour. At the time, I was just like, Ali Nuhu is what was that thing called? Is the odd person out. Because that film had Ramsey as well, who was really good on that film. I felt like Ali Nuhu was like, I'm not really convinced about your acting. Funny, the same thing happened again in Dario Lighton's first film.
Gold Star? No.
Ojukokoro.
Ojukokoro.
You know, the same thing again. I was like, Ali Nuhu, you know? So I
don't think
man.
he applies himself. I just feel he just goes and says, okay, I'm this person that you don't have more than one of me or two or three of me.
Exactly. There's only one I know who Ali Nuhu actually.
This type of character, from that part of Nigeria. You're just saying, okay, decently handsome guy.
But I have to say that I think he's better here than all of the other films that I mentioned, by the way. I think he's gotten better. That's my view.
I have no comment at all.
But on average, I think it's just that guy just cast and just put if he fits the role and hope for the best.
Okay, the end. What's the next story, please?
Before we get to the next story, you know how we give recommendations and we tell you where to go and watch or what movie to go and watch. Well, guess what? We have a pair of tickets for you to go and see any movie of your choice, and not just any movie at any place. It is happening at the Film House Oniru, where you get to have absolutely great environment and of course ambience. So that's to tell you right now that if you're one who wants to go out there to watch the latest blockbuster, you can catch it at Film House Oniru. So even if you're a fan of the action, if you're a fan of comedy, be it romance, horror, and much more, they got you covered with the big screen that are really big, and of course you got the confidence. So for your bookings and reservation, please go ahead and visit Film House Cinemas at Twin Waters Tower, that is Okunde Blue Water Scheme, off Remi Olowude Street, Oniru. If you want to have an unforgettable journey, I'll take that again. If you're looking to create a memory, or maybe you want to take that guy or lady out and you want to just cement yourself in their mind with something absolutely epic, go for your bookings and reservations at Film House Cinemas at Twin Waters Tower, that is Okunde Blue Water Scheme, off Remi Olowude Street, Oniru, for an unforgettable journey. So because we want to just give you a teaser, we have a pair of tickets to one lucky winner. That is a listener who has been following the conversation since morning. So what you have to do right now is quickly dial the number 01 448 9981. Again, 01 448 9981. And we will ask you a question. You have to get it correctly for you to win that ticket. Let's go. Hello, good morning.
Please don't ask the question. Because I may not get it.
Okay, well, in that case, I would have to excuse you so that somebody else can get it.
Wait.
Okay, then quickly.
Okay, yeah. I will really something that I will most definitely not recommend my kids to go and watch the Mutila. What I'm saying is this. Oh, yeah.
It is rated. It is rated actually, so I'm not sure the rating yet.
I'm talking about undergraduate students there. For me, sometimes when movies try to act like music, I find it ludicrous. They don't call it academic award for fun. Some movies that have been replicated or duplicated or remade, it's just been caricature. I saw an American movie back then when they did the part 2, who destroyed all the glories of part 1. Oris was describing Mario Puzo's book. I read the book very well. I enjoyed it. When I saw not a bad movie on its own, because I think it won some Oscars. But sometimes some movies are made from books. They try to desecrate the books. So all in all, let something just be.
All right then.
Okay.
Let me let you
them
go
be.
at this point. Thank
let
you
him
so
be.
much. We'll let you be. And of course, if you're ready to win a pair of tickets for you to go see your movie of choice, after which we'll give you the recommendation, please dial 01448 9981. Again, 01448 9981. And let's go. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Smooth.
Good morning. What's your name and location?
Jude Victor Ikorodu.
All right. Thank you for calling. Are you ready to answer my question?
Okay, let me give it a try. I hope I get lucky.
Mention 3 Nollywood movies we have talked about this morning.
Okay, you've talked about Domitila.
Yes.
Talk about trade.
Yes.
I'm short of the last one.
Quickly, before somebody else takes it.
Okay,
Just one. Come on. One more. Think.
Rattlesnake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got that. You got that. You got that. Yes, I'm giving you a round of applause.
You don't know how excited I am right now.
Well, by the time you actually have that experience at Film House Cinema, you will even be more excited. So I need you to excitedly send your details to me on WhatsApp. Can you do that for me?
Okay.
That will be your name and phone number to
Okay, I'm
WhatsApp.
going to send it with. I'll send it to another line.
All right, that's fine. Just include your name and phone number and tell me you won the ticket.
All right.
Have an exciting time at the cinemas.
You guys have really been doing a lot of good job with the smooth music, and that's my style. Hello.
Thank you so much. Bye. Really?
First person, that's nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Well, I still have the phone line ringing, but I can't pick it because I know
Yeah.
that it's to win the ticket, which is already gone. That's why you should always dial as fast as possible. Gentlemen.
You know what's funny? I've never actually succeeded in getting the numbers of anybody on radio. So I like that guy. Jude Victor, you're my hero.
Well, guess what? We are almost out of time. Actually out of time. So this is the part where we rush through our recommendations and get out of the studio. Who wants to go first?
On Prison. Everybody should check it out.
You recommended it last week.
It's
I've finished the one.
I have finished it. Like, then I was watching it. I have finished it, and you should watch it. People should go and deal with their trauma so that it doesn't affect their everyday lives. That's the summary of it.
Okay. Well, is there anyone that you have?
Oris.
I will get used.
Yes. At some point.
All right.
Maybe just wear a t-shirt with your name on it.
Right.
Probably.
I think let me support our homegrown filmmakers. So I spoke about The Trade. I think everybody should try to see The Trade.
Aside the trade, okay, you can go out of.
I can go out of here.
Yes.
What's
going on?
Oh yeah, let's go a little bit back. I don't know how they could see this, but I hope they can find a place to say it. This Damien Chazelle's first major film, Whiplash. Yeah, it's from a few years ago, so I hope everybody can see it. But it's a good one.
Gen Z should watch that.
Yeah, so I think it's quite good. And if you want a series, another semi-old one, or rather, it's coming. Let me give it a recent one, Succession. This season 4, I think, or this season 3 now. I think season 4 is about to be out. So yeah, everybody should just watch it from the very first. It's really, really good.
Yeah, I was actually hoping we would touch a little bit about some things still on the home front, which is Nollywood.
I said The Trade. Why can't you
No. We are done with the recommendations.
Okay. A new story or something.
Yeah, a new story. Anikulapo series.
I wasn't impressed by the first one, but since Kunle has figured out a way to, maybe it did well on the Netflix platform, and so that's why they want to do like this series.
It's show business. It's the numbers. So
yeah.
Making a spin-off, just like the Wedding Party. Part 2 was horrible, but
but they did it right. So.
Yeah,
and Gangs of Lagos, still about Jade.
Yes, Jade. Like I said, she's the woman of Nollywood right now. Yeah. So I hope, honestly, if this is anything as good as what she's done in the past, I do not think there will be any more objection to the fact that this woman is there are people who are box office queens. We know them, you know. But in terms of like artistically getting it right, I think that they will be number one, and there will be nobody to actually argue that.
This is for you, Jade Oshiberu. Take it. You have earned it.
She has.
Well, if there is any action you're looking to get this weekend, it should be from Keanu Mysin. That is Keanu Reeves from John Wick 4 that is coming to the cinemas today. And it is sad that we lost Lance Reddick. Yeah, it's quite sad. But hey, go and get what you can out of John Wick 4. John Wick Chapter 4 if you're a fan. I am a fan and I hope to catch it. And if not, well, we will just hope that Oris and Irabor will catch it and tell us what they think about
They will.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being a part of the show this morning. We will be back next week. But before then, keep up with the, I don't know, what should I say now? Whatever it is that you've been up to.
With the Edo men.
Keep it up with the Edo men. I think we should have that. Okay.
Yeah,
Keep up with the Edo men. That is Irabor Okosun. That's Irabor 100.
Yep.
IRABOR 100 on Instagram. And Oris.
Catch your Instagram on Catch your Wrist on Twitter, by the way.
Yeah, catch the
Catch
Edo
him.
man.
Exactly. Catch the Edo man on Catch your Wrist on Twitter. Yes. Sweet.
Lagos, Nigeria, and world, thank you for being there. You will listen to the news at 11:55, and I'll be back to play you the soul songs right on Strictly Soul on Smooth 98.1.
So one day you will know me. You will know my name. In Jesus' name.
Oris.
You shall know my name.
Amen. Exactly.
Oris.
What's that thing? What's that song? When I go holler my name one day. Originality.
I can stop, right?
Face.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can end it. Thank you so much.
This was that guy for a minute.